father was 56, I think. Right? At 56, this dude, he already had the joint. He walked with a cane with the 4 things on it, 4 pegs. He had a bucket to pee in. He had a chair they used to take him downstairs with. You know what I'm saying? And that was all normal. There was nothing abnormal about that. Nobody was like, damn, he kind of hurt for his age.
Right.
That was normal. As my community of fit people grew, I started to see, like, all right, this dude is 50 years old and he looked like this. I'm not even concerned with how strong or whatever it is that they can do. It's just, I don't see that often. Now that my community has grown, I see that. I know it's possible. That's a game changer. Now I need to be able to say that whatever it is I'm doing in my 20s and 30s, I can do it in my 40s, 50s, and 60s. I think that deserves a lot of credit. Who's a great person in fitness that we can give credit to?
David Goggins.
I'm gonna fuck David Goggins up, son. He's on the hit list. Respect to him, but he's on the hit list.
Now, my question is, do you think that the value of the compliment goes up based off of more criteria that you hear, or you just think that a compliment is a compliment?
I think it starts like that. Like, it starts
Surface.
just like when you date somebody. You don't know how valuable a person is until you get to know them.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, you look amazing. So that's me just on the surface. Like, oh, I appreciate how you look,
right,
aesthetically. But then, as I ask more questions and I realize what your journey was to get there, what it is you're doing, how much you can do, how well you function, the respect goes up. You know what I'm saying? And then, again, like, also, what's my background to be able to understand what it is that you're telling me?
That's the point I'm making. So anybody can just say a compliment like, "Oh, you look good." So, for example, if I find somebody who can be in the park and work out all day, and then I find somebody who has to wake up, take their kids to school, and then go to work, and then pick their kids up, and then do homework, and then make dinner, and then put the kids to sleep, and then still get time to do this and look good, that value of compliment is higher for him than if somebody who just says, "Oh, I'm at home living with my mom, I'm barely doing anything, but I work out 6 hours a day." That changes everything. My compliment, the value of that compliment changes because that person has all of this going on in their life and is still able to make time for that. That changes for me.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that.
A surface compliment is, "Oh man, you look good," but you don't know what it is to get there. So the compliment is nice, but you don't know what it is to consistently stay there. So if someone who is, I hate to use the locked up version of it, but if someone is incarcerated, I'm not even going to use that because they're incarcerated for different reasons and sometimes they can be innocent. But if someone has a schedule where it's totally open and they're choosing for it to be open, choosing, meaning they're not looking for active work, they're not going to get education, then meaning they're choosing not to, but then they choose to just work out all day, that compliment's a little different.
Well, what if they created a life that allows them to be able to work out?
I didn't see. That's why I said choosing not to do anything. See, even if you do YouTube and you're a content creator, you're doing something while you're doing, because it takes a lot of effort and time to make a video, edit, and do that. So that's work.
I never met anybody that could work out all day long, who's doing a good job at working out all day long, that does nothing with their life. I never met a person.
We've been in this, Doc, me and you've been around this community for some years.
I'm very specific about what I said, though. Work out all day, and they're good at it. Not just that they work out all day, they're good at it.
But good at it is still gonna be a question.
Not
yeah, no, it is, because there's some people who will be like, "Oh, I hate to use this word too, brother, but he's a legend." Mm-hmm. There's some people who will see somebody who's been doing it, they be like, "I just started watching your videos for 3 months, bro, you're a legend." So that ain't
got nothing to do with me.
But what I'm saying, but the point I'm making is that there's some people who
say that.
There's some people who see that and say it. So if he compliments me, it means nothing to me. I'm gonna take the compliment like, "Thank you, brother, I appreciate it." But it don't really mean much to me because you don't really understand what it is to get there. But that's everything in life. Everything you do, if you start here and then you make your way up and you consistently stay here or you consistently increase, that's complimenting. That's
Right.
inspiring.
I think that's
but
kinda
if
what I-
somebody,
ain't that how they
somebody who
started?
just walks in and say, "Oh, I'm 50 years old and I've been doing it," like
I don't think
you
a
don't get
person
a
who's
compliment
real.
just because you're 50.
I don't think a person that's real with whatever they do is gonna walk in and be like, "I'm 50.
No, no,
I
no.
do this."
Hey, brother, how you doing? You
But
look good, man. How
the
old are you?
compliment comes
you
from-
50? Oh man, this
Right.
dude is 50, bro. Like, yo, look at him. He look crazy for 50.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's real.
I
And
need to hear
it
more.
gets even more impressive the older you get, because like I said, the pool gets smaller. Like when you're in your 30s, it's one look. When you're in your 40s, it's another look. When you're in your 50s, it's another look. It's not a lot of people in their 60s. Think about that. If you can compete competitively, like if you can really do this competitively, I should say, at 50 something years old, that's saying a lot. If you can do it at 60, like what percentage of the world can do that?
But
What sport do you
when
know
you
of?
saying competitively?
Competitively, meaning like you can compete with somebody younger if need be, right? What percentage of the world do you think any sport is a person in their 60s can compete with another person in the same sport that's in their 20s?
What sport?
Yeah,
Baseball.
outside of martial arts.
Baseball.
Huh?
Baseball.
I don't know.
They're not
I would
as
say- I would say
athletic.
golf.
They're sprinting.
Oh, definitely.
I would say
I
golf.
can't even.
But I don't even
golfers are gonna
consider
get mad
that.
at me if I
That's
say
not
a sport.
taxing. That's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
taxing on. That's more
That's
hand-eye
like saying
coordination.
dart throwing.
Yeah. That's not really
Shout out to the golf
athletic.
players. Golf players pissed off at me right now. But yeah, that's the point. Outside of like martial arts, you know what I'm saying? I can't think of anything else where, and if it happens, you're gonna be like, son is different.
But that's the same thing like playing basketball. You go to a basketball court and you'll find that pool gets smaller based on the skill level. So it's always going to be a difference.
Yeah, that's
so
the point.
So if I go to that basketball court and
But if you
with
knew-
the younger people
But if you
playing,
knew a
I'm a
dude that was,
superstar.
but if you knew a dude that was 60,
Not just younger, but just
that
less
could still
skill.
dunk, he still had like a real life Uncle Drew.
Right.
Like if you knew a 60-year-old Uncle Drew for real, you're not gonna be like, yo, this dude different.
Of course I will,
That's
but that's
the
a
point.
surface compliment
That's
because
the
I
point.
don't know what else he's doing to
Nobody
get.
knows
Yeah,
except
but
him.
then, but so if you walk in and just be like, yo, he's 50 and he looks good for 50, and as he gets older, I need more sub
You just need more. I get it.
context
You need more.
to give him the full compliment. So the compliment starts off right there. That's the surface. But that compliment increases based off what else he's doing in his life. If this man is waking up just doing this all day, no, I'm not going to compliment him on that. You know?
You
I'm
not?
I'm meaning like the compliment goes in like you look good. But after that, if I hear more where I'm like, yo, so what else is going on? And he's like, nah, I just wake up, come here, work out, go home.
And he's 60, and you still not gonna give him props, even if.
No, I said based off what he's doing.
I'm saying, yeah,
so,
that's
so
all he
if I,
do. He just
so
work
let's just
out
put it
all
this
day.
way: when I see someone and it's like, hey, how you doing? My name is Tech you Doc. Oh, good to meet you. Nice to see you. I've seen your videos and everything. That's 50%. You either increase or decrease based off of our interaction. So if our interaction is positive, you go up. If it's negative, it goes down. Well, that's how it is when I see a person. It's complimenting when I first see you.
Right.
But then after that, it dwindles based off of, or it increases based off of what I learn more about your workout. So
Right.
what if I find out he takes supplements?
Well, that's
You know
not
what
what
I
you
mean?
said. You said.
So
you
I'm
said
saying it
all he do
increases
is-
or
you said
decreases.
all he does is work out.
Right, but all the other factors that come into play,
So
he
important.
either increases or decreases to me.
Because if you're 60 and you work out all day, I'm just as impressed.
I'm just not
How'd you-
impressed by. I'm
how'd you
not
get
giving
that?
you more credit because of your age. I'm not doing that.
yeah.
It's like getting into a fight with somebody. You arguing with him, calling him names, saying all kinds of negative, and then you put your hands up to fight, and he knocks you out. You say that's because I'm 20 years old. He's 30. Like whatever. No, but you shouldn't have even
But
done
if-
that. You
but
shouldn't
if-
have invited that situation
if you're 20
and then
and
use
60,
your age.
If you're 20 and he's 60, and that 60-year-old man knock you out, that's gonna be the highlight. That's gonna be the title.
Right. But
Old
if
head-
that young
old
guy,
head
I'll
drop
give you a
out young
perfect
boy.
example. A young guy's in the store one day, and the old guy's in the store one day. The young guy's standing there quietly holding his groceries. He stepped forward. He didn't put his stuff on a conveyor belt. The old man's like, so you just gonna stand in my way and not let me use the conveyor belt? The young man, so I didn't know I want to use it. That's because you young dudes don't got no respect. He turns around, he knocks the old man out. He's wrong. but the old man gets to say everything he wants until so.
That's definitely not what I said.
But what I'm saying is, it's like you get credit if that old man knocked him out. Everybody give him the credit, like, oh, you see that old man ain't playing, he knocked him out. But if that kid legitimately knocks that old man out and he has a reason to, it's, oh, he was wrong for it. I don't give you extra because of an age.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about. So using that same analogy, I'm just speaking about what we would assume a person's ability is based on youth or the lack thereof. It has nothing to do with what caused it, what a person should get credit for based on their interactions with the persons prior to, whatever. I'm just talking about what we expect based on youth versus the lack thereof, right? If you play basketball and you're 20, and if you play basketball and you're 60, I completely have a different perception of what you can potentially do on a basketball court based on the fact that you're 60 and this other guy's 20. Now, if I see the 60-year-old outplaying everybody on the court, I'm gonna scratch my head and be like, wow, this guy's different, right? I don't know if these other guys have ever played ball before. Maybe nobody on the court has ever been played basketball, but I'm saying, I'm just looking at what's going on, and I'm gonna give credit to the guy who's the oldest man on the court and still doing his thing, right? But in the case that we're talking about, I think it was very specific, because if someone gives you a compliment specifically as tech, they don't know tech. And the complicated part of that is, in our community, from what we've done, it really doesn't matter where people come from. Most people don't perform the stuff we perform anyway. Like, I could go to a facility, a professional facility, and talk about one of our most basic routines, and they'll probably be like, yo, y'all wildin'. Right? But so I can't hold that against most people. Like, I can't be like, all right, well, you don't know. Nobody knows. Like, I don't expect anybody to know. If it's not you, Zeph, Beast, like the real deal guys, and no disrespect to the guys that the other guys. I'm just saying, like, I don't expect you to understand. Like, that's not gonna happen. So I have to give you credit for what you've done. There was a time I wanted to do a documentary on calisthenics, right? This is back when we used to go to Richie's. And I thought I had it all figured out. I was like, yo, this shit gonna be fire. So this dude that was in the gym, I met him. He was older and looked extremely young. He was like 50-something years old. He looked younger than D-Real by far, right?
Right.
So I asked him, I was like, yo, what's your motivation for working out? He did a couple pull-ups or whatever. He wasn't on our level, but he worked out. And his response was, because he knows he looks very young, his response was, I want to be able to feel like I did when I was the age you think I look like.
That's a good line.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that kind of changed my perspective on what people work out for, because everybody has a different story. Like, everybody's not captivated by what captivates me. I want to be a superhero. I don't expect you to want to fucking be a superhero. Right? This brother just wants to look and feel a certain way. That's it. End of story. But in doing so, he's accomplished something that 90% of the people who work out cannot accomplish. You cannot tell me that everybody who works out will reach 50 years old and still look like they're 20. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard you may believe it, not everybody who works out is gonna look like they're 20 when they're in their mid to late 50s. It's a lifestyle that you have to, accept fully to be able to do that. And I gotta respect that, especially when I'm not even at that age. I don't even know what's gonna happen next week, let alone 10 years from now. Not to say I'm 10 years away from 50, but I'm just saying.
You just told on yourself. It's all right. So
Definitely not.
So think about it from this perspective, though. If you take a group picture, if the average man takes a group picture with his friends, they're gonna look average. I look at a group picture in a group of barbarians. I look normal. Everybody looks normal in that picture. In my eyes, this is what I see. So in my world, if everybody in my group picture is in great shape, mentally, physically, emotionally, as much as possible, then that's my norm. So if someone says you look good for your age, to me it's like, well, do you really understand what it is to get to this level, to maintain this level? Right, so your compliment is surface to me. My compliment means more coming from a barbarian because he understands what it takes. Right, my world. This is my world.
But in the real world.
So basketball is the same thing. That skill level, I tell you, my story has always been Born and raised in Harlem, played ball here, played ball in the Bronx. But when I went to Brooklyn, someone told me I had to clear that ball. That changed my game. Those dudes had the, I'm 6'2", I tap it back in. These dudes are like, nah, you gotta take that back and start again. It made me work harder. So those dudes understood. When I played against the kids who was tapping again, they couldn't understand it. So they don't know the level
No, they don't.
of work.
No.
So playing with certain people, even just playing balls, like you don't know what it is. You see somebody 6'4" with long arms, you're supposed to dunk is what we used to say.
But you got to remember, you're privileged to have a certain level of information. I don't mean privilege like someone gave it to you.
No, I had to seek it.
You're right. You went
And
through
be
what you
open
went
to
through to get it. But having that is a privilege, considering the fact that we're not privy to that on the come up. Like what I mean by that is that same person who you say, all right, you have no idea what it takes. No, they don't. So my Instagram might look like everybody around me is holistic and into health and wellness and plant-based.
Right.
But in reality, I'm like the only one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just me. The people who I'm around for the most part, when I hang out with people, work out, right? They don't really drink and smoke and party and none of that. But when I go back to the neighborhood, that's not reality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the people who I'm around on a consistent basis, when I get a compliment from them, of course it means a lot more. But in the real world, or the outside world, no longer in my own personal bubble, and someone sees you and they give you a compliment, I still appreciate that because I stand in the real world. I stand here still.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Amongst my peers, I'm gonna get ranked wherever I deserve to get ranked. It's just like the conversation we was having before about the legendary, whatever. You get ranked wherever you get ranked. That's cool.
Right.
But in the real world, wherever you stand, if somebody gives you a comment, hey man, that's for a reason.
Right. Yeah, but a lot of times those are icebreakers to me.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, they're icebreakers.
Jack,
A lot of times.
You a celebrity. That's why.
Not actually, bro.
That's
I'm
why.
not.
You a celebrity, dog.
It's icebreaker.